Hello, it's Coy, and welcome to the Eclectic Cottage. And thanks for joining me today. Today is day 5 of the 100-day project. And I thought I would just turn this video on and give you a little look at what's going on my desk. I'm making paper beads. Okay, it's a little bit of a fiddly project, but that's all right. I just thought I'd turn the video on and let you see what's going on here at the Eclectic Cottage. I want to say this. I'm really enjoying the 100-day project, but I just had this gut feeling that I was going to have some problems with videos uploading to YouTube, and I have. So day 4, it's not that I didn't show up, not that I didn't, spend my time keeping my commitment and making my little project for yesterday. And I videoed it, but it is still uploading over 24 hours later. Day 4 is still uploading. It's so annoying. And if it wasn't for the 100-day project, I might not have showed up today. And I would have waited for the other one to upload first. But we want to keep things moving along. So, let me tell you what I'm doing. And I'm not the expert. This is not the only way to make paper beads. There are, a lot of you may have, let me adjust my camera here. A lot of you may have better methods of doing it in your own arsenal. But this is how I'm doing it today. Now, the reason I'm doing it is I pulled some strips. If you're like me, most of us have leftover scraps from scrap busting. We have scraps. These are some recent scraps from projects I'm working on right now or just recently. And I'll show you what I'm doing with them. All right, when you are making the beads, there's several different varieties of beads. The ones I'm making look kind of like this. And like this. So what I do, and you can use your paper trimmer for this. It will probably be a lot easier, but you make giant triangles out of your strip. Okay, wide at the bottom, narrow at the top, like this giant, thin, narrow triangle. And you can use, there's tools for this. There's, I think, bead winding tools. I don't have that. I use different things. Sometimes when I'm making the big boho beads, I usually use, out of fibers. I usually use this metal straw. Sometimes I use this tiny little pokey tool. You can use the end of a paintbrush. I'm using, what's working out best for me today are these 2 very long, thin knitting needles. So, here's what I'm doing. Once I have my paper trimmed, I'm also using a matte medium. This is golden. I also have this Handy Art. Doesn't really matter. Okay, you can use PVA glue. You could even use glue stick. I've used glue stick before. But today I am using the matte medium. And again, this is not necessarily a tutorial. It's just a craft along with me. That's what my channel is, more or less. Let's just craft. Let's see what's going on in my art room. Hopefully it'll be a little bit of inspiration to you to, pick up things that you have near you to do some crafting of your own. And also, for those of you, a lot of you know that we have a Facebook group called the Eclectic Cottage Cafe. And at the cafe, you are invited to stop by there anytime. And if you're working on, you know, if we're working along on a project, you can post a photo or a little video, short video, or something of what it is you're working on, so that we can all learn from each other. And that's one of my favorite things. A reciprocal community where we're all able to be inspired and in return inspire. So again, that's the Eclectic Cottage Cafe on Facebook. All right, so you just, I was talking through this one. Let's just, you know, you just roll these up. And I've been putting them, once I have them rolled, I'm putting them over here on the second needle. And just giving another good top coat layer. And letting them sit over there to dry. All right, so let's do that again. All right, so I take my giant triangle and the wide end goes on the needle. I put a little bit of glue. You can use PVA or you can use Mod Podge. I'm using matte medium. You can use glue stick, but you want to get it going here. And once I have it tight, you want it to be nice and tight. And then I'm adding my glue. I'm going to call this glue today, but you know that it's matte medium. Add your glue, and then you're going to just roll. Roll. And because it's more narrow on one end, you're going to get the shape of a bead. Okay. Now I'm putting mine over there. You don't have to do that. You could just do it right here on your wood skewer. Wood skewers, these needles are about the size of a wood skewer. The only wood skewers I have at hand were covered in paint, and I didn't want to use them, so I'm using the needles. And I got these needles at a thrift store, and I got them specifically for this project once upon a time. And they come in handy for a lot of things. I like having them around. So again, what I'm doing is moving them over here to the drying needle. And I might even give that first one another coat with a matte medium. Now you can use other things. You can use a varnish or other things that are going to make them a little bit more glossy or shiny, or, you know, even things that make them look like porcelain. But I am just using the matte medium. I'm a matte medium kind of gal. All right, set it over there to dry. All right, and again, let's see. We're just taking a strip. You can feel free to do this on your paper trimmer. I'm just using a pair of scissors. I don't think that it has to be too precise. We just want it to be wide on one end and come to a point narrow on the other end. I'm starting here, adding a little bit of glue to get it started. Make sure it's nice and tight. Then gluing the rest of my triangle. Again, PVA glue would work perfect for this. Tacky glue. You could use Mod Podge. Even glue stick. The only thing with the glue stick, I don't know about, you know, adding the coating afterwards, but I don't think you really need it. Let's take a look at what they look like at the end. If you just used glue stick, at the end, it would just be paper without a top coat. Did you ever make paper beads when you were a kid? That's what we're doing here. Paper beads. And then I'm putting them over there for their top coat and to dry on my drying needle. I think they're cute. And there's lots of uses for them. You can use them on your dangles or tie them to the threads that are showing in the middle of your signatures. You can add them there. There's a lot of things you can do. You can make necklaces. Kids, this is a fun project to do with kids. Kids love to make paper beads. All right, let's put our little bit of glue to get it started. Make sure things are tight. Okay. Add the rest of our glue. Now, my printer is an inkjet printer, so yeah, there might be a little bit of color fading. Color blending, that's okay with me. If you use scrapbook paper or paper that you've printed on a color laser printer, you would not run the risk of, you know, the color blending. You can see that it, you know, the color, well, anyway, the color ends up fading a little bit. Here's the ones that are dry. But it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, let's put you over there for your top coat. All right, if you have a different methodology for making paper beads, feel free to leave that information in the comments or link to where we can, you know, maybe take a look at a video you did, or again, pop on over to the Eclectic Cottage Cafe. If you don't have a YouTube channel, go on over to the Eclectic Cottage Cafe and show us photo of, you know, of your project. All right, this is a cute blue one. Let's make it. I prefer to use longer strips, but even these short strips are okay. You'll just get a different kind of bead. And the width of your, or the length of your bead is going to depend on the width of your, you're going to have a much wider bead from this, obviously, than you are from this one. Okay. You don't really see the whole design or anything on here. You're just seeing color. All right, we're making sure to keep it tight. All right, this one has a mind of its own. All right, let's put you over there. All right, well, my beads are not perfect, but they're perfectly imperfect. The wood chipper, I don't know what kind of wood they're chipping over there, but they were chipping wood all day long today. It is now, I don't know, they didn't stop until around 6 p.m. So I waited this time. I waited for them to stop to start my video. It's 3 days in a row. I'm hoping they run out of wood to chip. There's only so much wood you can chip. And not only that, I also heard before the wood chipping this morning, before the wood chipping started this morning, I heard chainsaw. So obviously they're using more than one kind of tool. Okay, make sure to get this nice and tight. Add our glue. All right, let me know in comments below if this is something that you might have an interest in playing along with. I hope some of you are following along and trying out some of our little projects that we're doing. My channel's still relatively new, and I have less than 250 subscribers. So if you're here, you're enjoying the video, I would really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. Leave me a comment, say hello, let me know that you're here. Those little things make a big difference when a channel is new like mine. And we're growing our little community. All right, let's do this. All right, we're going to do a few more. I like the blue one. Okay, come on over here. These are not going to dry on this video because I keep adding more top coat, more glue. So we'll do a few more of these together. And then maybe in a different video, we will figure out something to do with them. We'll add them to our 2 journals somewhere along the line in our 2 new journals. You can make just a cylinder, just a tube bead, without doing the giant triangle thing. You would just roll it up. But I like mine to be layered. Okay, giant triangles. Chi-Chi is pacing. she's gonna want to talk soon. She's pacing back and forth around the circle. I have a circle. There's a circle in the house that goes from one bedroom to the next bedroom to the kitchen to the dining room to the living room and back to the art room. She is pacing the circle. So, Chi-Chi, do you want to come sit down? Come lay down. Come on, we're not going to be that much longer. Come sit. Come sit down. This is a pretty one. It's pink, pretty and pink. But seems like mostly the white is showing. I got awful quiet. Sorry about that. All right. And we'll do one more. Together, and we'll call it a day. I did not get to use all of my scraps, but that's okay. We barely put a dent in them, actually. But if we do a little scrap busting as we go, we won't end up with a ton of scraps like I usually seem to do. All right, one more. All right, one for the road. What color will we do? Pink? Oh, how about this? This is pretty. I doubt much of the pink will show. It'll probably be predominantly blue. And it'll be a little bit longer bead. It was a wider strip. Let's make sure it's nice and tight. Oh, not much of the pink is showing. It's going to really be mostly blue, which looks almost white. This one's not as cute as I thought it was going to be. See if we can. All right, this is a long skinny bead. Give it a top coat. Give everything else one more top coat. Okay, there's our beads of many colors. All right, I'm going to set this over here to dry, and tomorrow's video I will show them to you again, let you see what they look like finished. And speaking of that, let me show you yesterday's. It has not finished uploading yet, but this is, you know, we did one pretty much all the way together. Only thing I added afterward was the lace. Okay, we started out with junk mail envelopes, and we decoupaged a napkin, okay, for the inside to give the decorative color in there. We added some white or clear glitter and made our little shaker cards. So we're adding some junk to our junk journals, junk mail to our junk journals. All right, very good. I think I'm going to call it a video, call it a night. Go see what Chi-Chi needs, and I'm going to see all of you again very soon. Bye.